Okay, now I'm going to share the screen.
Thank you. And if you want to bring up that thing kind of midway through, I don't know if you want to share it the whole time, but we don't have to share it the whole time, but it's up to you.
Do you want to, well,
We can do
it's
it.
up to you. Do you want to do it? per
Yeah, we
screen?
can kind of do it. We can talk a little and then kind of pull it up if that works.
Okay, yep.
Hi, this is Sylvia Farnstein, and I am on the air with Mike King. He is widening the lens of humanity, and I'm so happy to be a part of his journey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on to Mike King here. Oh, yes, thank you. This is part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network. ESPN Richmond 106.1, 5 to 7 a.m. International Business Network Radio Saturdays, 10 a.m. CW Richmond for Wednesdays and 5 on Wednesday. Forget it. On the mic with Mike. I'm here with my good friend.
I think I made them all flustered.
Anna Sothen is here, the princess. Mayor, really quickly, tell folks who you are and what you do.
So I am Anna Sothen, and I am the publisher for Swift Creek Living and Powhatan Living. And then I'm also the managing director for the eWomen Network as well. Here.
All righty. So now I got when family comes in, we don't even have to get dressed up and fancy for them. It's just like they walk in the back door. So my friend Dr. Sarah from Friendship Circle is here. And what I do with this program, I connect people who make a difference. You two deserve each other. So Dr. Sarah, welcome to the program. Welcome back, ma'am. It has been, all right, so really quickly, just tell folks about Friendship Circle. It is the coolest that's out there.
I will do that. So before I do that, I want to say thank you, Mike, for having me on and always being such a good friend and supporter of Friendship Circle. And Anna, it's really nice to meet you. So
Nice to meet
this
you.
is fabulous. So I am Dr. Sarah Krantz-Cement. I am the director of Friendship Circle of Virginia, and we aim to build an inclusive community, one friendship at a time. And the way we do that is by pairing children and young adults with disabilities together with children and young adults without disabilities, neurotypically developing teenagers. Those words have changed over the years and the terminology and what that all means. But in short, we bring people together for friendship and fun. And there's so many great communities and organizations that are doing such good work within the disability and inclusion space, but really focusing on friendship and connection without all the other things that are so important. This one sometimes gets lost. And so having someone feel like they have their person and having someone feel like they belong is, as we know, especially since the pandemic, is so vital and important for all of us. And so really at Friendship Circle, we've been around for over a decade here in Richmond, and that is what we focus on: friendship and fun and connection.
So to really make this work, you have families with kids with disabilities. The thing that really makes it work as well is you have, as you say, is it neurotypical?
Yes. Again, it's
I've learned that.
words always change, but intentions always need to be. Yeah.
So you got kids who don't have disabilities, putting them together with families with kids who do. That's the magic of this program. Like you say, it's not the medical part. It's the friendship part. And when I first heard that, I'm like, okay. That's really cool what you're doing. All right. So whenever you're here, you always got some big things happening. What's happening in your world?
We have so many things. You know what? Can I just go back a step for a second? I'm going to kind of do.
You're home. Let's go. Go where you want.
A little disclaimer. So in the disability world, there's a wide umbrella of all the things that fit under those categories. And mental health is actually part of that, because disability means something that affects basically a major part of your life every day. And so when we used to talk about the terminology of pairing people with disabilities with people without disabilities. And the statistics are really that 1 out of every 4 people has a disability, and many of them we can see and many of them we can't. So if there's 3 of us or 4 of us in this room, likely at least one person has a disability of some kind. And so they're called invisible disabilities. And so lately, and especially when we talk about mental health as being part of that and teenagers, I always sort of stumble over the words now of who we pair with who, right? So one of the things that we do at Friendship Circle, and we really try to do it well, and we are always striving to do it better all the time, is that we really try to blur the lines between who we're pairing with who, someone with a disability, someone without a disability, but also still maintaining everyone's identity and how they choose to identify. And so it's something that's kind of important. It sounds a little fluffy, but the truth is that when we talk about people with disabilities and people without, our goal is to make sure that people come together and connect and meet someone new that they may not have connected with before. And we don't call our teenagers volunteers, we call them teen friends, so that they understand that they are meeting a friend and they are benefiting equally. This is not a give organization. It's both a give and take, and it's one where everybody benefits. And so that's my disclaimer as we continue. So I'm happy to talk about what we do going forward. Friendship Circle, what we kind of do, just for those who may not know, our core programs are two of them really. One of them is called Friends at Home, where we usually pair a child with a disability together with two teen friends. They meet in the child's home once a week throughout the school year. And it's an incredibly beautiful program where people get to meet each other on their own terms in their real, open, honest environments, good days, bad days. You know, they get to see their Lego collections and their pets and their siblings. It's a really nice friendship that can develop out of those relationships. And we also have monthly events throughout the community that everyone is invited to. All of our programming and events are free. And those are called birthday circles. And we try to have birthday parties where all of our members, all of our teen friends, everyone can celebrate their birthday with friends. And we do that in different locations around town. They're adaptive, they're supportive, and they're really beautiful. So if anybody wants to ever come out to one of our events, you can find us on our website. So those are what we have going on all the time. Would you like?
So on the mic, Dr. Sarah's with the Friendship Circle, Anna Sothen rolling with me. So in the past, before the pandemic, the program was where you would go to kids' homes and you guys would visit. That was what you had. And then the pandemic showed up and it changed everything. But what you said was that kind of worked for some people. Explain to the folks viewing what that means, like what that looks like now, as opposed to what it was before.
So amazingly, like everyone, when the world shut down, we all had to pivot, was the word everyone was using. And for our kids with disabilities and for our teenagers were suddenly out of school and they had time and they were really good at being on Zoom and on computers. So for them, we had tons of teenagers that signed up during the pandemic because it worked really well for them. And then we had a lot of our kids and our families, and it was a mixed bag. For some, being on a computer that often was terrible, and we lost those kids because we couldn't do things in person. And for some, it was phenomenal because they didn't have the challenge of logistics or travel or, being out of their comfort zone. And so for some, it was amazing. And so what we've been able to do since then is we have gone back in person, I think like most everybody has, and people are looking and really desperate, I think, for those connections, those in-person, face-to-face, meaningful contact. And so we are still, because of the pandemic, we grew exponentially during it. People found us and came, and we did all the Zoom programs then. And for some of our kids, the Zoom programs still work. And so they're still doing it because it works well for them. And then for a lot now, all of our birthday circles, like I mentioned, we now have to almost split up our groups because we have so many coming to events nowadays. And so we're like, okay, we're going to do this section from 1 to 3 and these guys from 3 to 5. Like it's been kind of amazing. And so the pandemic, like everyone, there were pros and cons. And so we were able to move with it. And for some, we found new opportunities to reach people that may be a little bit further on the outskirts of the city or maybe a little bit further out. And this gave everyone an opportunity to still be involved. And we've also started to focus a lot on community events, which is why we're talking today, and being able to bring people that may not be in the disability space or in the teenage space to figure out what is this inclusion thing? Why are you doing this? And why does this matter to our community? And so we've been pushing community events, which I'm happy to
So how
talk.
many people do you support as an organization right now?
So what we have been kind of saying is that our numbers are usually around 300 families combined, meaning teenagers, friends, volunteers, everyone that kind of gets involved. And that number fluctuates. We have some people that sign up and then they say, you know what, I have too many other things going on. I can't do this right now. Then we have people that come to it varies on families, and we are a people organization, and people need different things.
Right.
So we really work with schools and clubs in schools to bring teenagers out to our events. So we have really good relationships with some of the schools. We're always looking to expand and get more teenage kids to get involved. And also our families. We have families throughout all different parts of Virginia that come to us, and some may only want to come to monthly events because weekly visits might be a hard commitment. And some really only want that because they can't, it varies. So that's our crowd.
So you've been around about a decade, and this is the first time I've ever heard about it. So how do people find out about you? How do they know, other than, coming onto the radio show and being able to broadcast it, but how do they find you?
So we have kind of done some more targeted marketing within the disability spaces. So those schools and organizations were kind of pretty known in those spaces. And one of the things that is coming up is called our Inclusion Day at the Diamond. And that is, we'll talk about that more in detail in a moment, but that is sort of put us on a little bit of a different platform where it's a lot more exposure and it's a lot more connecting with the organizations and communities, which has been fabulous. But also we got a ton of people that are like, oh, I want to join Friendship Circle. And we have to make sure that we can, do right by everyone and handle everyone the best way. So we're always, marketing is really important. And then also we have to be careful with it because we want to make sure that we don't overpromise and under deliver. So we're on social media, we have websites, we have programs, and hopefully people find us that way.
All righty, Anna Sothen, Dr. Sarah's here. All righty, so through the magic of technology, we're going to, that's why I'm glad I'm rolling with Anna Sothen today, because
He would not be able to do this.
this would not be happening right here. All righty, so Doc, we have the second annual Disability Inclusion Day at the Diamond. Shout out to our good friends at the Diamond. All righty, Doc, here you go. This is your day. Let's tell us about it.
I love it. Thank you. So this is really, really exciting. So we actually had the first ever Inclusion Day at the Diamond scheduled before the pandemic, May 2020. And of course, it got shut down.
Right.
So last year, it was really close to the day of the event, and the Squirrels were working together with us. And our presenting sponsor is FastSmart, and they were working together with us. And we were like, okay, let's see if we can finally do it last year. And so we kind of piloted last year, and it was our first, and it was incredible. And now we're finally on our second year. We're so excited. And the Squirrels, we actually signed a contract. So the Squirrels are now working with us for the upcoming year as well, because this has been such an important event for both them and for our community. So Inclusion Day at the Diamond this year is coming up, as you can see, May 21st. It's a 1:35 p.m. game on a Sunday. And we are giving away 10,000 free tickets throughout the entire community. And we really focus on giving it to anybody related to the disability and mental health communities and anyone that is in those spaces. But at this point, we're actually opening it up because we have some more tickets available. So for people that would like to be involved, and that's what inclusion is about, bringing people together, not just one group. So for everyone, you can actually get free tickets to this game on inclusiondayrva.com. And that's the website you see right there up on the screen. There's a big button there. It says get your free tickets. And for those in the disability community, there is a way that you can, when you go on to register for your tickets, there's tons of accommodations and supports that Friendship Circle has put in place together with the Squirrels. We've worked together to make sure that we're not just saying this is Inclusion Day and everyone come out. We're actually making this a real opportunity and an option. So I would love to tell you about what some of those supports are, because they're quite different than what's there at a normal game.
Okay, Doc, the floor is yours. Tell us, because I remember from last year, you guys had some really cool things. All right, I'm holding the computer. There you go. Anna is okay. All righty, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Doc.
All
Tell us
right.
what we got going.
So at this event, like I said, when you talk about inclusion and disability, like I said before, it's a wide umbrella. And so we've been really trying to work with organizations and families and people and individuals to make this the best the best game and the best experience that we can have. And so some of the things that we have, there's a lot of them, but some of them are closed captioning on your cell phone. So when you get to the game, there's a QR code and you can actually scan it and get closed captioning of the entire game on your phone. We're going to have sections that are dedicated to having ASL interpreters, sign language interpreters, for those who need it. We are actually working with another great organization called Virginia Voice, who is bringing equipment for people who need audio description services for the entire game. There is going to be a huge sensory zone. That is my favorite. The sensory, because it can benefit everyone in the ballpark. I have little kids personally, and to sit through a long baseball game is always tough. So here is an opportunity. We're taking over the picnic area by third base, and there's tables and tables of sensory equipment and things to climb on, things to jump around, things to touch, things to hold, a closed quiet space within that. We're having lower speaker volumes in the ballpark that day. There's going to be food options for those who have certain dietary restrictions. People can bring in medical equipment or food that they need during the game. We have a sensory gate. If you've ever been to the Diamond, it can be pretty loud and overwhelming at the main gate. And so there's going to be a quieter sensory gate that people can sign up to join and be a part of. And so there are more of those things, but those are just some of them. And so again, the idea here is to really bring people together. Oh, I'm going to mention one more. There's suites at the Diamond. And so we worked with as many companies as we could that had suites, and 4 of them were able to donate their suites for the game to increase wheelchair accessibility. So the wheelchair spots in the Diamond are they're working on it, and there's some good ones, but there could be some more. And so we now have more ability to see wheelchair users or people that need more of an air-conditioned space or a quiet space. There's lots of reasons why someone would need that. So there's been just an overwhelming amount of support and so many opportunities for people to join and be a part of this experience.
It sounds like you guys really like thought of every single person who's going to be there. Like that's amazing. And that's a lot of scheduling and like figuring out and pieces that are moving. That's astronomical.
It's true. It's really true. And actually that's the hardest part about putting on this event, is making sure that the people who are coming have what they need to be there.
Right.
And so we are a small but mighty team, and our logistics person who's running this is doing a fantastic job and going through all the different requests and making sure that we have the right seats for the right people. And it's amazing to be able to do this. And actually, when you scroll through that site, I don't know if you want to do that.
We're going to scroll through. Alrighty, Doc, I always say changing the world ain't cheap, easy, or free. We got to show love to the sponsors. It is always so. FastSmart really rocks with you guys in all your programming.
They have been great. Actually, somebody just asked me, how'd you guys come up with this? And the truth is, we met with FastSmart before the pandemic, and they were like, let's do something at NASCAR. Let's do something big. And I said, no, I said, we're not ready for that yet. And then we talked about the Diamond, and again, working with the Squirrels and Parney, and they were able to make it happen. And so we were really grateful to FastSmart for making this happen, for us being able to do this. And then we have other sponsors on those 10,000 free tickets that we're giving out. We have asked community partners and organizations to be a part of it and show their support, and also pay for the supports that we have in place at the Diamond. So really excited to have the Jewish Community Federation of Richmond, Rutland Tower Academy, Dominion Energy, Allianz, Genworth, and Capital One this year as our main sponsors. And as you scroll down, you can see we have quite a few other sponsors that we're just so grateful. And it's important to see that inclusion is a priority for our community. It's important.
It's so amazing.
It's exciting. And that's actually a picture from last year. It's one of our guys.
This is what I tell people all the time. Like, so when a company does this, it is altruistic, right? When they are supporting something that's happening in the community, but this endears their company to the community. When they say, hey, I'm doing something for you to benefit you. I see you, and here's what I'm doing in order to be able to support that. Like that's what we do with our magazine. So the fact that we have, companies who are doing that and seeing the people that they're serving, right, and being a part of that, I think it's beautiful. I love that. So
that is one of the things that we do here. That's why I work with Donna Sothen with the things that she does, doing business the right way. We're here, Dr. Sarah, Friendship Circle. Let me go down here. All righty, so let's go down. So we got my friend Shay Wynn from American Idol, one of the finalists there. She has an incredible story. And what'd you say? She's singing the national anthem that day?
Yes, Shay is an incredible woman, and we're so excited to have her on board this year. She's going to be singing the national anthem. And you already said she's a local Richmonder, was on American Idol. She is a blind musical artist, and we are thrilled that she's going to be part of this event this year. And then as
Senator Bagby and Skylar Van Valkenburg.
Van Valkenburg. So Skylar will be there and the senator will be there. And we actually reached out to both the governor's office and the mayor's office. And it turns out that May 21st is a lot of people out in town that day. So, but hopefully
there's a lot of events that are happening that day that I know of.
Yes, and graduations. Yes. So the governor actually said, I wish I can come, but I think his son maybe is graduating that day. So congratulations. But we know that, for our state, this is important, and that we have support and admiration, I think. And
here we go. Alrighty, so the community partners. There's some friends of mine here. Some folks I know. Oh, shout out to Better Together. Stephanie Becker out there. That's a good friend. I'm at her golf tournament next week. So shout out to Steph Beck doing some amazing things. Store 365.
There's a lot. And you know what? We had asked that we really wanted to show this because, and this is just some of the organizations that are coming. We're still getting more every day. But this is really a community event, and this is meant for the community, both the disability community and the rest of the community. This is for everyone. And so we're just thrilled that people are coming together and being a part of this. And we're looking for volunteers. There's a button on this page that you can get free tickets, and also you can volunteer at the event to help out. I think that's higher up, but it's really exciting.
Doc, you have a massive staff, don't you? To pull us together.
Massive 2.5 at this point.
And we're counting that half in there but you guys do, and so we always talk about when this happens, having a person, like what the volunteers mean, because you can't pull this off with 2.5 people.
Amen. We really need volunteers for this day. We need people out in the stands, making sure everyone has what they need. So thank you for the plug, because anyone can volunteer and come as part of the game, and we could really use your help. So if anyone's seeing this and wants to jump on in, please join us and volunteer for a spot. We would love to.
Alrighty, Dr. Sarah, how can people find you one last time?
So for Inclusion Day tickets, for your free tickets to the game and to be a part of it, you can go to inclusiondayrva.com. That's the site you see up on the screen. And to find out more about Friendship Circle, to join our circle, go to friendshipcircleva.org. You can find us all over social media. You can find us on our website. You can probably find us on this site too, but get in touch, come to our events, be a part of it. It's a beautiful thing to see the community come together and meet someone new. That's the goal.
All righty. I've talked to my good friend Annette just yesterday. So shout out to my good friend Annette Shore. That's how we connected.
True.
Many moons ago. All right. And yeah, really. All righty. So on the mic with Mike, I always say, changing the microphone, the microphone ain't free. Plus my grandkids need stuff. Folks, these guys are doing some incredible things. So there's people who sponsor them. Make sure you support them as well, because they're out there. Having a good tribe makes a difference. It does. That's why I'm rocking with this one right here. So Doc, we got to go. Thank Tanya for me for keeping me in line, because, it may be hard to believe that I could get a little bit of it's cattywampus.
Cattywampus.
That's a Pennsylvania word. It just kind of means we may be all over the place.
You know what? I'm glad you meant that. I'm going to give a shout out to Tanya. Tanya is our everything person at Friendship Circle, and we brought on recently another person to work just on friends and making those connections. But Tanya does everything else, and so shout out to her for doing all of this and pulling off logistics. So absolutely.
Well, tell her, give my regards. So appreciate Doc. We got to run. All righty, folks. This has been On the Mic with Mike. We will talk to you soon. So, stop share.
There you go.
Okay.
Mike's learning something new today.
It's scary, old man. You can't teach an old dog new
Stop
tricks.
recording.
Stop recording. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Take care.
Absolutely. I'll connect with you soon, and I'll get you in contact with my content coordinator so that we can get you guys in the magazine.
All righty, thanks. Now take care.
Nice
Thank you,
Bye.
Dr. Sarah. Bye.